Yes, I have moved houses. A lot has happened since my last Hyundai video, and today we're going to cover the aftermath and how the company is responding in South Korea and the entire world, actually. So, just running this back real quick, if you don't know, I live about 15 minutes. Now I live about 10 minutes away from the Hyundai plant that this break in where they detained about 500 illegal immigrants, depending on whether you want to say they detained people to find out whether they were illegal immigrants or not. Most of them were Southeast Asians, and to combat this off, basically, from what I understood, they were taking down everyone to make sure to see who was actually like an illegal. But from what the press seemed to advertise was that they were arresting everyone and sending everyone back home. So let's just clear up a few things and let's just go right into it. First things first. Yes, some people did actually get sent back home to South Korea. They were some illegal people who overstayed their visas, and this is the main reason why they did this crackdown. Because I guess if you're capturing so many people, eventually some of them are gonna get caught, especially if they're from a different country. Completely understand. I don't know if the way they were going with it was the best way, especially when some people were saying they were hiding in the vents. Don't even want to get into that. But after that, it seems to me that they in general have this consensus where they are shutting down the plant for the meanwhile. A lot of the people are hunkered down, as they claim, and are staying in like hotels and aren't really like going out. They're not really working at the plant. And this has really affected trade, tariffs, and like progression with one another in different companies. So we have no idea what is to happen next. But I will tell you right now that as of right now, some people did get deported. Some people, most people are staying in America still, and people are still trying to figure out like what's the best way of how to deal with the whole situation. And apparently it's a problem only because like just from South Korea's perspective, they were planning on building 20 extra plants. Now I don't know if this is exactly supposed to be from Hyundai or whatnot, but in general, this was supposed to be a big game changer for them in general with the trades and tariffs and manufacturing in America. And with people being worried about how they're being perceived in America, especially being treated as illegals. And personally, I don't have an issue using the term, but some people do feel like it's a slur or whatnot. So that's just kind of like where we're at today in society. And so, like, they got pictures of like Trump and like these Asian people holding like a Trump face. It's like really funny, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, they have people are having their own laughs about the whole situation. But in general, it's just kind of like a big deal. And even today, like, I know like a lot of people still talk about the fact that like, oh, Hyundai this, Hyundai that, and like, oh, like the immigrants in general are usually coming from Hispanic communities like Mexico, Salvador, Brazil, like kind of like below like South America basically. And like the fact is like there's just a lot of other immigrants from around the world that people just don't pay attention to. And I feel like it's kind of like my duty to cover it, whether or not like, hey, maybe it's not the greatest thing. Um, all the dogs are gone. I'll be right back. Okay, I found all the dogs. I think you can actually see one in the back right now, or that's just my tripod on my camera. Anyways, back to the video. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't seem like there's the best of case scenarios when it comes to how they treated the situation. I feel like there's going to be flack either way, and whether people actually feel offended by it or just want to use it for like political gains and powers for their country or for their tariff trading or whatever deals they want to make, then I feel like that's what they're going to really aim for. Now, like I said, the pictures are funny and like, maybe it wasn't the best way of how to rate it, but it kind of makes sense. Like, okay, let's just say you had about 500 people and you didn't know how many of those people were apparently illegal or to be detained, and you already have a report knowing that at least a few of them, maybe a dozen, dozens, are actually, not supposed to be here and they're supposed to renew their visas. A lot of people I know in America, like I have friends that always tell me that they were on like that they have like family members that were on a work visa or green card and they just like overstay it. So see like a work trip and they just overstay and they're just still here in America. So this isn't like a non-common problem that I feel like people are trying to like slide away. What I want to say is why I don't think detaining all 500 people was convenient for everyone involved in this situation. I do have to say that like America is very, and I want to say like really, really, really lax when it came to like getting people out of the country that weren't supposed to be here, that aren't really paying taxes. Because if you're on like a green card, or you're on like a work trip visa and you're here years after, you're still paying taxes to basically your country and not America. So like if we're doing like a common sense analysis here, basically if you're paying taxes to the other country while living in another one, I feel like you're like some sort of refugee to an extent. So while I get like it's kind of messed up that 500 people got detained, but they didn't actually get all deported, I still feel like, I mean, what would you have done in America for you to be like, people said they were hiding in vents, people were getting picked up from like the pond, like people were just, what were you doing in America to basically, either how badly did you want to be in America, what did you do exactly like criminal wise to like want to hide from like basically the police. And yeah, I know the fear mongering isn't going to stop anytime soon. And yes, I do believe it is kind of crazy to be boating out to pick up people. But I mean, once again, why are you escalating it? Like, I feel like there's always going to be escalation going on now, especially in the big 2025. What do you guys think about the whole situation? Do you think that ICE did it correctly? Do you think there was a better way of doing it? I would like to hear your thoughts. Share your opinions about how you think they should have dealt with this situation. If it was better, could be worse. Did they do the right thing? I mean, everyone has a different opinion, and I just love reading it. And like, yeah. And if you're asking why I'm in a new house, I'm actually staying with my grandparents or my aunts right now, because apparently I've been accused of stealing hundreds of dollars from my parents. Never saw the money. Don't know how it got lost. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time when I have more time to make videos. I had to move out in the last 2-3 days, and then ever since then I'm just trying to adapt to my new life. I got work in about like 15 minutes, so I'm just wrapping up the video now. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day. Take care. Peace. Hopefully we find out who actually took the money, though. I mean, it's basically coming down to basically two people in my opinion, and I'm trying to understand the reason why someone else would take it. Bye bye. I know you might be wondering, what dogs was I talking about? Hi Lotus, how are you doing? This is my favorite one, by the way. He's like a panda mixed breed. And I believe all the dogs here are actually kind of like a Chihuahua mixed breed, or like original. So we have Lotus here, Corona, I know, crazy name, right? And we have our infamous Freddy right here. You can see he turns around after I call his name. Hi Pookie. He's the chonkiest boy of them all. And we used to have two Freddys actually. The other one was named Jason, but he is not here with us. Thank you guys for seeing the dogs. Bye.